My name is Cameron Isargacho, and today my topic is about what spiritual self. What is the spiritual self? The spiritual self is the self that is within you, and it is described as your spirit, or in other words, your soul. It is the authentic self, the unconditional part of you, and the you without the patterns. The spiritual self involves the recognition or the feeling of and sense of the belief that there is something greater than us, than yourself. It is differentiated from your subpersonalities, feelings, and body image. The spiritual self is universal. It carries the potential of awareness. It is permanently ageless and provides centeredness and compassion. This is the self in its beautiful form, and gives us a reason to believe in a higher being that protects us and watches over us. This is what I would say describes the spiritual self in its simplest form. The you that he or she has its beliefs. The next part of my topic is what is the impact of spirituality of the self. The biggest impact of spirituality is our personality. Depending on our spirituality or religion, we can behave or have beliefs to follow and adhere to as per our religion. You may also have a feeling of hope in the cruel world that we live in. It keeps us from having less motivation and cynicism towards the living world, which also gives us a sense of purpose in life, a reason to go on and to live life as it is currently, whether it is for the good or for the bad, and to not let those bad thoughts, as I say, crawl up to your mind and make you doubt your purpose in this world. And another impact that spirituality has to the self is to have confidence and self-esteem. It can make you feel like you are worthy of your friends, family, and the people you know about. And it can help you make sense of the pleasant experiences in life. And one other impact of the spirituality to oneself is when you are feeling sick of a disease, it can give you the inner strength of yourself to recover faster from an illness. This is what I think the impacts of spirituality to the self are. Thank you for your time.
Good day to all. My name is Alexandro Aytaganas III, and my topic is all about religion. In our main topic, the main impact of religion to spirituality. So, what is religion? Religion is defined as a social cultural system of specific behaviors and practices, morals, beliefs, worldviews, texts, sanctified places, prophecies, ethics, or organizations that connect humanity to supernatural, transcendental, and spiritual elements. However, there is no scholarly agreement on what exactly constitutes a religion. Different religions may or may not include elements such as the divine, sacred objects, fate, a natural beings, or some sort of ultimacy and transcendence that will provide norms and power for the rest of life. Religious practices can include rituals, sermons, commemoration, or veneration, sacrificial offerings, and so on. Religion is a set of beliefs about God or the supernatural. An example of religion is Christianity. Christianity is an Abrahamic monotheistic religion based on the life and teachings of Jesus of Nazareth. It is the world's largest religion with about 2.4 billion followers and adherents, make up a majority of the population in 157 countries and territories. The creeds of various Christians denominations generally hold in common Jesus as the Son of God. The Logos, as we see today, incarnated, who ministered, suffered, and died on a cross, but rose from the dead for salvation of mankind. Another example is Buddhism. Buddhism is one of the world's largest religions, having originated in India 2,500 years ago. Buddhist believes that the human life is one of suffering and that the only way to achieve this is enlightenment or nirvana. Through meditation, spiritual and physical labor, and good behavior. Next is the impact of religion to spirituality. Religion and spirituality can both be beneficial impact to humanity. They have the same effect in some ways. Religion and spirituality, for example, can both help a person cope with stress by instilling peace, purpose, and forgiveness. However, due to their distinct natures, the benefit of these two generally differ. Last is the importance of religion to us humans. Religion is an important part of life for many people. Even people who are not all that religious by nature consider it to be important. The question is, why do we feel this way? The reason is largely known to be belief that society needs religion. As a society, we benefit from our collective religious beliefs. In fact, there are many people who would argue that we could not function without religion. The biggest reason that society needs religion is to regulate behavior. Most of the laws that we follow today have their basis in religious teachings. There is a considerable debate as to whether or not religion is required to make us good people, but what is beyond dispute is that the rules of what is acceptable for society are largely based on religion. Without religion, we would almost certainly live in a different type of society. So that's all about my topic. Thank you and God bless.
Good day, everyone, and I am John Clemente, and I'm going to report about beliefs and rituals. A belief is something that you believe or accept as true. You might believe something based on a fact, an opinion, or an assumption. Your beliefs are often your perception of the way things are and what you believe to be true. The definition of a belief is an opinion or something that a person holds to be true. Faith in God is an example of a belief. The state of believing, conviction, or acceptance that certain things are true or real. My belief is that He come, and the purpose of beliefs is to guide action, not to indicate truth. Decisions about actions often have to be made quickly in the absence of evidence. Belief gives speed and economy to inquiry and counterfactual thinking. Rituals. What is ritual? Ritual, the performance of ceremonial acts prescribed by tradition or by sacerdotal decree. Ritual is a specific, observable mode of behavior exhibited by all known societies. It is thus possible to view ritual as a way of defining or describing human. Ritual meaning the established form for a ceremony, specifically the order of words prescribed for a religious ceremony, ritual observance, specifically a system of rites. A ceremonial act or action, an act or series of acts regularly repeated in a set, precise manner. What is an example of ritual? Ritual defined as something that is characteristic of a rite, practice, or observation, particularly of a religion. An example of ritual is the recitation of tradition, vows, in a Catholic wedding ceremony. Another word of ritual are custom, fashion, habit, pattern, practice. What is ritual purpose? The purpose of rituals are varied and may include fulfillment of religious obligations or ideals, satisfactions of spiritual or emotional needs of the practitioners, strengthening of social bonds, social and moral education, and etc. And that's it. Thank you. Peace.
Good day, sir. Kent Villarino is my name, and my topic is all about spiritual experience and unique social form of community. So, the spiritual experience is described as an incident that goes beyond human understanding in how this experience could have happened in the first place. These types of experience include situations like dodging death when you were in an otherwise dangerous scenario or unexplainable monetary gain. A spiritual experience thus refers to a state of mind or being regarded by the subject as beyond ordinary explanation, caused by the presence of God or some other religious or ultimate factors. And my second topic is unique social form of community. So, so what is unique social form of community? Unique social form of community is a social unit with a commonality such as norm, religion, values, or customs or identity. Measure sense of place situated in a given geographical area. So sir, that's all about my topic, and thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Ayan Jin Guzon and I am here to tackle about the religious classification. So what is religious classification? Religious classification is a category of whom of what you believe. First on our list is polytheism. So what is polytheism? Polytheism is a belief of more than one God, and these religions that I will mention is the religion that believes in more than one God. Examples are Hinduism, ancient Greeks, and ancient Romans. In ancient Greek, if someone is sick, they believe that he or she was punished by the god. Hence, someone has to make an offering. And these offerings are very exotic and hard to believe that this is happening during ancient Greek. The offerings are saliva of the dog, skin of the snake, a blood from the chicken, and other exotic things, because that is their belief. The second one is monotheism. So what is monotheism? Monotheism is a belief of one God. These are the following religions that only believes in one God: Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. The next one is atheism. So what is atheism? Atheism means believing in no God. The following religions that believe in no God are atheism, Taoism, and Buddhism. The next one is animism. Animism believes in non-human beings. Example: stones, trees, rocks, seas, and others. The following religion that believes in animisms are Shinto, an indigenous nature worshipper. In the Philippines, in pre-colonial age, the Babaylans are considered as shamans. Also, Babaylans are considered as the first psychologists in the Philippines. A spiritual leader and a medium. Babaylans are mostly women. In the pre-colonial age of the Philippines, Babaylan are considered as the shamans. Just like in ancient Greek, the Babaylans believed that if someone was sick, he or she was punished by the god. And in order for the sick person to feel better, someone has to offer an offering to the Babaylan, and the Babaylan will offer it to the god. The next one is Dungan. What is Dungan? Dungan is a life force, an ethereal entity that has a will of its own that resides a human body. Dungan provides an essence of life and can temporarily live out of the body. However, Dungan differs from the Western concept of the soul because it is believed that the Dungan can temporarily live out of the body. The next one is called Ginhawa. Ginhawa is a Visayan term means breathe or breathing. Ginhawa is responsible for the heart's ability to beat and may be affected by foreign elements. For example, whenever we are sick and this affects our ginhawa, ancient Filipino traditional medicines believe that these are caused by foreign elements. In order to remove these foreign elements, ancient Filipino performs masad. The next one is kaluluwa or kalag. Kaluluwa or kalag is associated with wisdom and is believed that it is in the head. People would say that if a person is alive, the soul is not called kaluluwa, but rather it is called kakambal. For example, here in the Philippines, kaluluwa or kalag are still existing and believe that we should offer an offering or any prayer. Good day everyone, my name is Ken Harvey Navarro. So today I'm going to talk about sorcery, barang, and albularyo. Sorcery is a supernatural power of the ability to use supernatural powers, witchcraft or magic. The word sorcery often refers so-called black magic used for evil purposes. In the early Christian era, the term was applied to any magician or wizard. By the Middle Ages only those who allegedly practiced black magic intended to harm others. In Western popular culture, and Western children's literature in particular, the sorcerer often assumes more positive guise. The sorcerer has traditionally been feared in part because his supposed knowledge of the occult and especially because of his understanding of poisons. Indeed, in the 13th and 14th centuries, most trials of witchcraft involves death attributed of malevolent magic, but which mere probably caused by poison. Pursuing Phythora, as it means that a discerning a vision of primitive Mediterranean modern age, give an emerge to the black magic. It is a profession of malignant trickery. Sorcery is characterized from a demonic position by the essence it is taught instead of worn, which is according to some academies. Other analytics claims that because contemporary witches profess to have studied their techniques, sorcery's objective is inherently devilish, and witchcrafts can be motive and benign and wicked. Barang, the belief in magical spells that harness occult forces or evil spirits to produce unnatural effects in the world. In the Philippines, the certain supernatural method that causes an individual to have a parasite with his or her body is called barang, or in other words, tiny insects, a paranormal practice that employs the puppet and wreaked havoc. Comparable to voodoo, witchcraft, black magic, and sorcery, all the terms used to describe the practice of voodoo or barang. Albulario or faith healers. The word albulario comes from the Spanish word hebulari, or herbalist. He is a person who specializes in herb lore, which uses for treating ailments, whether supernatural or not. But long before the Spanish came to the archipelago, Filipinos had long put their trust in the powerful Bolanians and Catalonans, the pre-colonial equivalents of today's herbolarios. Traditional healing is part of Filipino culture, which has been transmitted down over generations, and it's still practiced today, particularly in the country's far-flung, shoddy towns and districts. Traditional healers are now known for several identities, including albulario, manghihilot, mangloob, mantatawas, and faith healers. In addition, the old name babaylan, they play an obligation to guarantee their kapwa fellow obtains the medical attention of he or she requires, irrespective of a gender social class. It was discovered in the ancient Parabolong and Partibo area known as albulario. A general practitioner who is knowledge most folkloric modalities is especially skilled in use of therapeutic plants